Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is time to go through my trash once again. And I'm very proud of myself because I have only waited 2 months since I did my last empties video to do this one, but it's because it is much needed. My empties bag is very full. And I think it's because the last time I did an empties video, I was on the cusp of finishing so much more. And so within that next week, it just got bombarded with products. So I am going to go through what I have finished in the last few months, and I'm going to try to go in order. So I'm going to start out with cleansers. Now, the majority of what is in my empties is skincare, body care, hair care. There are a few makeup empties. The majority of those have come from my kit, and I will share those at the end. But as far as cleansers, I have 3 makeup removing cleanser. So I always double cleanse at night. Even if I did not wear makeup, I always have SPF on. And so I feel the need to double cleanse first with an oil or balm type cleanser, and then with an actual cleanser to cleanse my skin. The 3 first step cleansers, the first one is Clarity Balm It Off Nutrient Rich Pre-Cleanse. I actually really like this one. Clarity is a brand that I don't think gets enough love. I like a lot of their products, their lactic acid toner, their masks, their neck serum, lots of good products within that line. And this is one of them. It's one of their newer releases. I actually really did like it. And typically I'm not a balm person, although I feel like I've found so many good ones lately that I could see myself going over to the balm end, but I'm kind of going in between a balm and an oil, and this one is very good. Another balm that I finished up is the Deviant Skincare Cleansing Concentrate. So it comes like this, very pretty wax seal type seal on the top. And this, it's just a very, very, very nice, rich, oil-based balm. It has a very herbal scent to it. It's very relaxing, very earthy. It's not the cheapest balm on the planet, but I enjoy it. And I'm currently using the Blue Tansy one that they released because I love the smell of Blue Tansy. And it's basically the same formula with a different color. It is blue, and the smell of Blue Tansy versus the smell of this one. I'm not sure whether that one's limited edition or not, but I have enjoyed both of them. Now again, they're a little bit more expensive, so I don't know if I'm going to continue to repurchase one after the other, but it is a nice treat every now and then. And this one is, it's in, I feel like every one of my empties, the MAC Cleanse Off Oil, because no matter what I try, this is always my favorite. It is always the one I go back to. It is very thin, but it does a very, very good job at removing my makeup, especially my eye makeup, and it's fabulous. I love it, and I'll always have it. I'm going through one right now because even if I use a balm, I still tend to use this on my eyes because it's not as thick, it doesn't leave any kind of residue, and it just really does a good job at getting my makeup off. Eye makeup in general. Now, as far as an actual cleanser, this is definitely one of my very favorite cleansers of all time. This is the Chantecaille Rice and Geranium Foaming Cleanser. I just squeeze this till I can get the very last drop. It is so good. It is Chantecaille, so it's not going to be $10, okay? I understand that. I definitely suggest getting this during a sale where you can get a percentage off, but I also want to let you know that this lasts forever because it is one of those cleansers that really activates the more water you use with it. And so you need the tiniest amount. And as you rub it together and add water to it, it just goes a very long way. So even though it is expensive, I feel like I just get such a long use out of it. And it's so nice. It has very, very, very gentle exfoliation in it. I use this daily and I've had no issues with irritation. It's fabulous. And then even though the MAC Cleanse Off Oil does a great job at removing the majority of my eye makeup, I tend to always have some left over because I put 2 layers of mascara. I use a mascara primer. I use a liner in my tight line. I have a lot of eye makeup on. 2 eye makeup removers that I've used. The Laura Mercier Soothing Eye Makeup Remover. They sent this to me along with a package of other makeup, and it was good, but it's not like the best eye makeup remover that I've ever used. And it is more expensive than the one I love the most. This one is from Beauty Pie, the Perfect Eye Makeup Remover. I did really like this, but it's still per ounce more expensive than my Sephora waterproof makeup remover. Why could I not speak? Because this one is 3.3 ounces and that one is 6.7 ounces. So I believe once I work it out per ounce, the Sephora is still cheaper. But if I would have to rank them, it would be the Sephora, the Beauty Pie, and then the Laura Mercier. All right, those are all of my cleansers. Before I move on to serums, I have one mist that is an empty, and it is the Osmosis Infuse Nutrient Activating Mist. This lasts forever. I thought I was never going to finish it, but I did, and I'm using a backup because this has water, fulvic acid, and humic acids in it. That is it. Now their Boost Activating Mist has many more ingredients, and I'm quite honestly a little scared to use that because typically Osmosis as a whole in their skincare line can break me out. But this I love, and it works great with my vitamin C serum that I'm going to talk about. It works great before I put on any other serums, but I like to mix this in with serums on my hand before I apply them. And I really just feel like it makes them work to the very best of their ability. So Osmosis Infuse, and I definitely did repurchase that. The serums is always the category that I have the most products in because they are the ones I use the most. I use multiple serums. I will rotate through them. Some nights I feel like my skin needs something. Another night I feel like my skin needs something else. I just kind of have gotten to the point where I listen to my skin and see what it needs, and that decides what I use. But because I rotate so much, because I tend to use 2 to 3 serums in one routine, I do have quite a few. I think I've got 10 to go through. Right after I said Osmosis tends to break me out, I have 3 Osmosis serums that are empty, but stick with me. The Rescue is the one that does not break me out and is by far my favorite. I always have this in my rotation of serums. It is a beautiful epidermal repair serum. What I feel like it helps the most for me is to kind of tone down my redness, and it also helps with inflammation within the skin. I cannot recommend this enough. I know a lot of y'all have gotten it based on my recommendation or someone else's recommendation and have also said that you love it. It has a little bit of a smell to it. I grew to love it, and now I have grown to not smell it at all. I'm kind of anosmic to it because I use it so much. Now, these other 2 were actually sent to me by Osmosis, and because I knew I could not use them on my face, I would use them on my neck and décolleté, and they did not irritate that at all. And this is the Renew, which is their vitamin A serum, and their Stemfactor serum. And I actually mixed these together and with the Infuse mist and put them all over my neck and décolleté every night when I got out of the shower. And I love it because they did not irritate it. And I know they have lots of good ingredients in them. And I feel like we need to give as much love to our neck and chest area as we do to our face, because that ages just as fast, if not faster, and can be seen by all. So I did enjoy that for that. I just can't use that on my face. A brand that I can use on my face and I love everything they make is no surprise to anybody who's watched any of my empties or skincare videos, and that is Neogenesis. So these are 2 of their Stemfactor serums, and this one is the skin serum that is the kind of lowest percentage. It's got 20% of their stem cell technology in it, and this one Chad used and liked. I just feel like for him, I'm not going to say he doesn't need the higher percentage, but he's not going to really appreciate the higher percentage or notice a difference like I do. So he uses a skin serum and used that up. My favorite is the Recovery Serum. And this is just, I mean, I know I go on and on about it, so I'm not going to talk about it forever, but it really does love my skin and my skin loves it. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. I know because when I run out, if I don't have a backup and I'm waiting for it to come in the mail, I feel like my skin does not look as good. That is my test as to whether or not I really like a product, is whether when I stop using it, can I see a difference in my skin? Not necessarily can I see it while I'm using it. And I see a difference in my skin. So I love this. Now, Recovery is the highest percentage and it's also the most expensive. I also love Booster. In fact, my backup of the Recovery that I'm using now is Booster. And I really like using that in the fall and winter months because it has added hydration benefits to it. Even though it has a little bit less of a percentage of the stem cell, that added hydration is something that my skin really appreciates this time of year. Most of the rest are ones you see in every single empties, but this one is not. This is from Beauty Pie, and it is their Youth Balm Serum, and it is their peptide serum. And I finished this entire thing. I used it on my neck. I have a backup of it, and I really liked it. It is a very thin serum, so I really used it as almost an essence step right after my toner. So I would use my toner, and then I would take like half a dropper or so of this. It really only filled up to about 3/4 of a dropper, so maybe that much every time in the palm of my hand, and I would just press it into my skin before I went in with any of my serums. I feel like it was a good prep step for my serums, as essences typically are, even though this is called a serum. It sunk in really fast, and peptides are never a bad thing to have in your skincare routine. So this was just an added boost of that. No irritation, really enjoyed it. And it's definitely, being Beauty Pie, more on the affordable side. I've had some requests to do Beauty Pie skincare reviews, and I am definitely working on accumulating some more of their products so that I can do that in the future. Truth Treatment Systems, Trends Dermal C Serum, and Hyaluronic Mineral Hydrator in every single empties. Well, this one isn't because it lasts so long. Maybe not this one either because it lasts so long. Well, y'all know what I mean. It's in my skincare routine forever and ever and ever. It's my favorite vitamin C serum. It is not L-ascorbic acid. My skin tends to react better to the tetrahexadecyl ascorbate, which is the derivative of vitamin C that is in this serum. I like to mix these two together. There is a Truth Treatments mist that you can get that completes the kind of trifecta, but I have just been using my Infuse because it is also fulvic minerals, which the Truth Treatments is as well. And using those three together as my vitamin C step in the morning hasn't changed in a very long time, and I don't foresee it changing anytime in the near or distant future. And the final two are also in my empties a lot. This is the Sente Dermal Contour Pressed Serum. Sente is one of my favorite skincare lines as a whole. If you are someone who really likes to stick to one line, use the products within that line because you know they're going to be okay used together. You know they're formulated to work well together. I would recommend looking into Sente. It is great. I love everything that they have. Seriously, there's not a product that I don't like. This is, for me, I find the most benefit in hydration and firmness. I feel like my skin laxity is better when I use this than when I don't. And I mean, I've been through multiple bottles and I keep repurchasing for a reason because, again, it likes my skin and my skin likes it. And then finally, my Curology. This is my compounded tretinoin from the company Curology. It is tretinoin, azelaic acid, and niacinamide. I am a 0.07% tretinoin. I have been that for quite a while, and I'm very comfortable staying at that. I don't necessarily think more is more when it comes to the percentage of tret. I think whatever your skin can handle and will keep you from stopping using the product is what is going to be your sweet spot. And the 0.07 is kind of my sweet spot at this moment and has been for quite a while. There are some people who say you should not use tretinoin. To me, it's the gold standard of the skincare world. There's lots of studies behind it. There's lots of results behind it. It works for my skin. I don't plan on stopping it. I do rotate it with a retinaldehyde, so I don't use this every single night, but I have in the past. And I just feel like as I get older, I appreciate more the effects that this has had on my skin over the years. And I feel like I will continue to do that with every year that passes. So I personally love tretinoin, and I really like Curology because I feel like compounding it with other ingredients that are right for your skin and your goals helps it work even better and can sometimes cut down on the irritation. That's all my serums. I have one eye cream, and it is the Alastin Skincare Restorative Eye Treatment. This is my top two favorite eye creams. This and the Color Science Total Eye 3-in-1. No, not 3-in-1. That's the corrector. SPF, the Total Eye Firming Eye Cream. Those are my two favorite eye creams. A couple of moisturizing products. These, I love these, and I really wish Sente would sell these sizes instead of having to wait for them to be like a gift with purchase. But these are the smaller Sente gift with purchase sizes of the Dermal Repair Ultra Nourish Cream, which is the one that comes in the little pumps. So like it comes in a jar, you push it down, just the right amount comes up. I love these for travel, and I have an 11-day trip coming up in April. I'm gonna have to reach out to Courtney and see if she has any of these that I can buy off of her, because I love this size so much. And one of them lasts a very long time. Like I will take this and I will have definitely more than 11 days worth in it. I finished up my Chantecaille Rose to My face oil. I love this oil. I will very often do my skincare earlier in the night if I'm home. Goodness, with cheer and dance, I'm not home that much anymore this season. But if I am, I will tend to do my skincare earlier in the night. And then right before I go to bed, I will put on an extra layer of eye cream and I will pat some of this onto my skin just to have that extra boost of hydration right before I go to sleep. And I find that that makes a difference versus the nights where I do just my regular skincare routine and go straight to bed. Having that extra boost of some kind of oil really helps. And this one has been the one I've been using lately, if you can tell. And then finally, this is the Sente Neck Firming Cream. I do like this. I still think my favorite neck cream is the Revision Neck to Firm Advanced, but this one is a good one. I've gone through a couple of bottles and I enjoyed them both. Now, finally for skincare, I have a couple of SPFs that I used up. This is the ISDIN Photo Airy Photona Ageless Ultralight Emulsion Broad Spectrum SPF 50. This right here, I love this. I have done reels on Instagram using this. It is a tinted sunscreen, but it does not provide coverage. I can definitely still see my redness after I use this. The tint is basically to help ward off any white cast because this is a fully zinc oxide SPF. Now, when I talked about this in a video and then I also did my reel, some people brought up a point that I forgot to mention, that this does have fragrance in it. Now, I typically do not search for skincare products that have added fragrance. When I got this, I did not know that it had it. When I applied it, I could smell the fragrance, but it didn't really register to me that it was added. And then when I started, smelling it the next couple times, I realized that it has not given me any kind of irritation, burning sensation, itching sensation. It doesn't bother me at all. The amount of love I have for this SPF far surpasses the fact that it has fragrance in it. For me, it is a personal decision. If you don't like fragrance, you're not gonna like this. I don't even smell it like when I put it on now because I've become so used to it. But the fact that it is so easily blended into the skin that I can go directly into makeup and have no issues with it not having absorbed, that I can reapply this on top of itself so easily. When I went to Disney over fall break, this is the only thing I took with me to the park and I reapplied it like clockwork every 2 hours. I had a reminder on my phone where my watch would beep at me to reapply my sunscreen, and this is what I reapplied over top itself all day, and it was fabulous. It didn't build up on itself, it didn't pill, it didn't get flaky, it was great. I just love it. And then this is just a little tiny refill that is empty of the Jane Iredale Powder Me SPF. This is what I keep in my purse to reapply throughout the day if I have makeup on, and I love it. So wanted to show you that. This is the Lanolips 101 Ointment Multi-Balm Peach. I love this. I think I like Lanolips even better than my Laneige. The problem is I go through it so fast. The Laneige lasts forever, and for the money, I feel like this just goes really, really fast. It's not cheap. I feel like it was like 17 bucks for this little lip balm. Maybe I'm wrong, but it wasn't $5. I know that much. I love the peach. I really want to try the banana because those are my two favorite fruit scents, but it just goes so fast. So if y'all have any tips on how to make that last longer or get it cheaper, please let me know. This is the René Rouleau Phytolipid Comfort Cream. Now this is again, a moisturizer for the face. I didn't have any kind of reaction to this, but I also wasn't overly wowed by it for my face. And I don't like to waste product. So when something doesn't overly wow me as it was intended to be used, I will always use it on my body instead. That goes for serums as well. I just don't want to waste the product. Skin is skin. And so I use this as a body moisturizer. And it was great for that, but I'm not going to repurchase for either my face or my body. Beauty Pie Awesome Bronze Super Formula No Streak Self Tanning Mousse. Love it. It's affordable. It is a good color. It's not too dark. It's not too light. It fades nicely. Love it, but it's gone. I need to repurchase. And for hair, the only item I have is my Hyel Volume Spray. So this is my volume spray / heat protectant from Hyel, which is a brand I love. And I have like a tiny little bit left, but it's hard for me to spray it out. So I'm just going to pull my backup out and call this an empty, but I really do like it. Now, a couple of things that I have gone through really quickly in my kit. These are from Ulta, and they are from Skin Food, and they're the Carrot Keratin Calming Water Pad. Y'all, I love these as a first step for my clients. There are 60 pads that come in this. It has carrot seed oil along with other moisturizing ingredients that are soaked into each pad. The actual pads are super soaked. Like they are not going to dry out. And they just work great as like a toning, cleansing, moisturizing step to get ready for serums that I use on my clients. I did repurchase these, and I'm going through another one currently, but I really like those. And I've never seen anyone talk about them. I was just searching for kind of like toning pads, and that came up, and I'm glad I tried it. A couple powders that I went through. The One Size, this is the translucent powder. I don't know, it doesn't say. And then the Fenty powder in butter. And this is the smaller one that I tried out and absolutely love. So I repurchased the larger size during the Sephora sale because it's one of my favorite powders to use on clients. The One Size is also really good. Went through both of those. And then I went through a Beauty Pie Super Active Capsules Essential Ceramides Serum. I love these for my kit. I will depot some into a smaller container for each job so they don't have to take, this is a pretty heavy glass container. And it's one little capsule that I cut off the end, and it's the perfect amount of very hydrating serum filled with ceramides, which are great for hydration. And I use them even on oily clients, but I especially love them for my more normal to dry clients as my serum step. So I did repurchase these, and I'm currently working my way through those. And I can go ahead and tell you that I highly suggest them from Beauty Pie as far as skincare goes. And then 3 things that I used up myself: my Aeropress powder, my corn powder. I mean, I think this is my second one I've gone through. I'm using my third one. I need to get a couple more in backup. I get these from Pharmaca.com, and they almost always have a sale going on. So you should never have to pay full price for this powder. And it is my favorite powder. Full stop. One of my favorite highlights I used up from Jane Iredale, and this is in Allure. This is their old packaging, and there's just a tiny bit right on the edges, but it's hard for me to get a brush to apply evenly, picking it up like this. So I just went ahead and retired it, but it's fabulous. I have like 2 or 3 of these as backups because I go through them so fast. It's the only highlight I ever travel with, and I use it probably 3 out of the 5 days every single week. It's just my favorite powder highlight, and it's technically an eyeshadow. And then finally, my NYX Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie. This is my favorite gloss that I keep in my purse and reapply throughout the day because it does have more of an opaque color payoff versus some other glosses. And I appreciate that, especially if I'm out and about with no makeup on. I like to put this on. Gives a little bit of a color, not too much, because I don't feel comfortable wearing a full-on lipstick if I don't have makeup on. It's just perfect. It's great over lipstick. Love everything about it. Definitely had repurchased another one, and I have one in backup. So many of these things I have backups of because I just continue to love them and know that I don't ever want to be without them. I mean, it is what it is. It's a repeat because these are the tried and true products in my rotation and in my collection. So hopefully you enjoyed. I will have everything listed and linked below per usual. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.